Yeah, we're the same way. We love good old fashioned football banter debate, but yeah, once it just starts getting the whole like the
Well,
ring
you know
gif
what?
or the
Here's the thing about the Patriots fans and when they want to get like that, Grant. Packers fans is the one fan base that you don't want to do that to. Because what ends up happening is the Patriots fans do that, and then Packers fans requisitely post up 13 times, world champions, eat it.
and
All
then
you
you get
guys
the
got
they
is
don't count.
six. And then they're like, well, now you're an idiot because that's why they're celebrating 100 years of NFL football, not 50, 54. Dumbass. But
I mean,
yeah,
are we counting all the Browns championships?
I mean, we unfortunately
technically, you
count
have to. You have to. They're
we
championships.
unfortunately count the Lions championships. They have four of them. Then
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get
I know
it.
There's
it's
a
safe to
difference
say. Believe
between
me, it's
championships
disgusting to
and
say.
Super Bowls. That's the only thing. Like, you can not have ever won a Super Bowl and still have championships.
I mean, how do you feel about it? Do you count all of it all the way back to like I'm talking about 1919, or do you only accept Super Bowls?
No, I mean, I only go off Super Bowls, and it's simply because football was different back then. And I don't know. I mean, what the Chiefs weren't around back then in 1919, so. But I mean, I wouldn't go off of it, even if they were, honestly, because it was a different time back then.
Yeah, well, then, see,
I
the
think
problem with that argument, though, Grant, is that the rules were completely different until 1978, and they had been playing Super Bowls since 1967. So you had 10 or 12 Super Bowls played before the Chuck rule was issued, before you could block with your hands as offensive
well,
linemen. So then we can't count all those first ones, so then the Packers don't count. Then we can't call it the Lombardi Trophy. We don't get the
I
Lamar Hunt
mean,
Trophy. I mean, so you got to throw a lot of stuff out there. That's why these arguments, man,
what
there's
was it
history there for a reason.
in 1919 they had what, like 6 teams up until like the 50s, or like
And
10
we
teams.
and we
The
were the
Stanley
champions of those six teams.
the Stanley
Yeah,
Cup the Stanley Cup has
exactly.
the Stanley Cup has layers for every championship year since it had started being since the existence of the NHL, and they started off with 6 teams, pal. And
Yeah.
those teams are still represented at the bottom of the Stanley Cup. So why is the NFL the only major sport that does not think that it can just throw out 40 or 50 years of history when all the other professional sports honor and talk about it and accept it? You know why? Because this shit started when the Patriots started winning, and then you kind of people grew up with it. That's what really happened.
I mean,
Sorry.
that's probably
It's
fair.
ageism.
That's probably fair. I think it was. I mean, I think the merger has a lot to do with it, honestly. I mean, the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl. There's nothing like it. There's no other championship in any sport ever that is like the Super Bowl. And so I think it's just so nationally or internationally recognized, that people just give credit for Super Bowls and really nothing else.
Well, I mean, you'll find Packerland. We'll give credit to the 13 championships and Super Bowls combined, but nonetheless, the Chiefs and the Packers are still two talented
Yes.
history of franchises, and we are clashing on Sunday. It's going to be a good game.
Gonna be a
Hopefully.
barn burner, folks.
All
Oh, good
right.
lord! Ignore the angry man on top.
I am
Ah,
not an angry little man. Stop it. I just said it's gonna be a barn burner.
I said angry man. I didn't say little man. I said angry man.
You
yeah,
insinuated it
you
though
did
with
that
your
one.
eyes. All right,
Hey,
it's about that time.
one announcement,
Thank you,
guys. I,
Grant.
I had to say
Go
this.
ahead.
I had to say this. I was reading this and I watched it live as well. God, I can't believe I'm saying this. Shout out to the Vikings fans. They gave AP a standing ovation. He broke sixth all-time rushing yards tonight in Minnesota, and they stopped, and the refs couldn't even hear anything. Stopped the clock and gave Adrian Peterson a standing ovation in Minnesota.
Yeah,
Guys
I
still
mean,
beat this kid.
that's awesome. I mean, Adrian Peterson, one of the greatest running backs of all time, arguably the most talented running back of all time. I mean, the dude's an absolute freak. So I mean, they
I'll
had
take
to. I mean,
LaDainian Tomlinson over him all day, every day.
Oh, good Lord.
LT could catch the
I mean,
ball.
I love LT too. I mean, that's one of the very few Chargers that I can actually appreciate, and I
Oh, we know
hate,
you hate the Chargers. We know.
I hate Phillip Rivers like nobody's business. Like you guys
Him and
have
his
no
9
idea.
kids.
You have
Gad
no idea
Nabbit.
how much I hate Phillip
You know
Rivers.
what? No, Jay. I want to hear this. I want 5 minutes. I want to hear how much, Grant.
Gag
It's
Nabbit.
just he's just his face. Like he's dude. I just can't. I can't. I hate him. And like he acts like everything is everybody else's fault. Like he throws his hands up every time he throws an interception. Like I just hate the guy, honestly. And we've kicked his ass over and over and over again over the past like 6 years. And every single year the Chargers are considered the AFC West favorite. Every single year.
Yeah,
they're
I saw
the
that again
AFC
this
West
year.
favorite. Every single year because of Phillip Rivers. And he's not good. He's not good. He puts up stats. I don't know how he puts up stats. He throws the ball and it has zero velocity. It's like Peyton Manning in his last year, and he's been like that for the past decade.
So you're saying Rivers hit that cliff and fell off a while ago?
Dude, Rivers, I don't know how he gets the ball to the wide receiver. They're just that wide open. Keenan Allen is great. Keenan Allen is, he's probably one of the best wide receivers in the league whenever he's healthy. But, dude, Phillip Rivers, I hate that guy. Like, I can't even.
Okay. Who do you hate more, John Elway? John Elway, Phillip Rivers, or John Gruden, or like Derek Carr? Phillip Rivers is always going to be on top.
I don't hate Derek Carr that much just because he's not good. I don't hate John Gruden because he's run the Raiders into the ground. Like, they're terrible. So, like, I appreciate that from John Gruden. John Elway, I can't sit here and hate because I didn't grow up watching him. I know he gave the Chiefs hell year after year. So it's got to be Phillip.
What about Peyton going to Denver?
Dude, Peyton Manning, like I said, I can't hate greatness. It
so
sucked.
You had to bite the bullet on that one because when he came to Denver, yeah.
And he was like, actually, like, it was between Denver and Kansas City. Like, there was some possibility that he was going to go to Kansas City. But I mean, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I can't really hate Peyton Manning. Like, he did his thing. He got booted out of Indianapolis. That's like us booting out Patrick Mahomes. And
how would you feel if we landed Phillip Rivers to get on the show and you could have a co-episode with Phillip Rivers?
Dude, I would destroy the guy.
Grant, you're amazing. I love you.
He throws like this. I hate him. It's terrible. As a quarterback, I can't appreciate the guy. He throws it from right here.
This has got to be one of the best non-J rants ever.
Yeah, that's terrible. Rare because you give all the rants, Jay. But
he's gonna get into the Hall of Fame too.
Really? You think so?
Which pisses me off even more.
You think he's gonna get in the Hall of Fame?
He's done nothing. He's made it to one AFC championship and lost. One AFC championship in his entire career, and he lost it.
Yeah, I remember watching last year in that divisional game when Patriots and him played, and they smacked him around all game.
Dude, he's so bad. So bad.
So why do you think he's going to get in the Hall of Fame?
Because he's statistically one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Like, if you go look at the stats, he's up there in touchdowns, in yards, in everything, in wins. Like, he's always up there. And the dude has just done nothing. Like people want to sit here and pick on the Chiefs because they shit the bed in the playoffs year after year. Phillip Rivers has literally shit the bed his entire career. Not just in the playoffs, like his whole career. Regular season, postseason, like the dude has been a perennial disappointment. Like, and they traded Eli Manning, like they swapped Eli Manning and Phillip Rivers, and Eli Manning is sitting here with 2 rings, and Phillip Rivers still hasn't done shit. Like,
so
I just hate him.
Would you consider the NFC version of him? Is Matthew Stafford is a younger Phillip Rivers? I have to ask.
No.
Dave
No,
hates Matthew Stafford.
I can appreciate
he
that.
feels
Your
about
Phillip
Matthew
Rivers is my
Stafford.
Matthew Stafford.
Yes, I was
him.
just gonna say that. Yep.
I can appreciate Matthew Stafford. Like, he's had garbage around him, like his whole career. Like, Phillip Rivers has had talent around him. He's supposed to have a good defense. He has Keenan Allen. He has Melvin Gordon, which I hate running backs. I don't think running backs matter. But like dude, just like he has talent.
He's gonna hate
you. What is Matt Stafford supposed to do with Marvin freaking Jones?
You're about to get muted.
Kenny Galladay is a beast.
Kenny Galladay's a great player. Like, he's a really, really good player. But like, I mean, other than Calvin Johnson and like a little bit of Golden Tate, I mean, Stafford, man, he hasn't had anything to work with. And not to mention that, like, the dude's defense has been the worst defense like ever year after year. Like, they're terrible. So
I just think that like I just think he's a younger Phillip Rivers. He's gonna end up with great statistics, and then just every chance he gets in the playoffs, he gets smashed.
But he never gets to the playoffs, first of all. Second of all,
3 times total.
Are they being crowned the division champion in the preseason every single year? Lions?
More like sleepers of the division every year. That's what they pick.
Exactly. The Chargers are supposed to win the division by 3 games.
Okay, like, I'll give you that.
Dude, like, it's all about expectations, and the expectations of Phillip Rivers are what pisses me off about him. Everybody's expectations are so high. Nobody else gets credit. The Chiefs are always the underdog. And Phillip Rivers just comes out and shits the bed, or his kicker double doinks one off the field goal. Like, put one in the freaking end zone, dude, and win a football game. I don't know. Set your team up and win. I don't know. Jeez.
I feel like Grant needs a beer or two after listening to this, man. Holy moly, he's worked up.
We got to get off the air first of all, but that was very entertaining.
Thank you, Grant. That really was. That was awesome.
You're welcome back anytime. I
had to vent about Phillip Rivers to someone.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. I hope you feel better.
You had to what?
I had to vent about Phillip Rivers to someone. I had to do it.
Dude, we are all ears. Listen.
That was great.
If you go back and listen to our other episodes, Grant, I'm not shitting you. Jay at least has 8 rants an episode, and me and Dylan, our other partners, sit here and we're like, it's about something he'll be he'll be right on most stuff, but one thing we're like, Jay, we said this. Well, hell, what was I talking about then? Like, he'll get so fired up over it. So believe me, you're welcome back anytime. That was amazing.
And I want to
before we
go here, I want to tell you guys something that you can appreciate. So my next door neighbor, he's from Green Bay, and he's a huge Packers fan.
Uh-huh.
He just completed a collection. You aren't going to believe this. I shit you not. He just completed a collection with a helmet signed by an individual helmet for each player of Super Bowl 1 on the Packers roster, signed by every single player.
Mecca.
And
cool.
somebody offered him $10,000 for it after he completed it, and he laughed at him. He was like, "Are you shitting me?" Like,
priceless.
There was
yeah. You got Bart. I mean, you've got Jim Taylor all passed. No,
you can never get that done again.
No, that is a lot. That's priceless.
Yeah,
priceless.
It's crazy, and it's like. And it would be different if it was like all on one helmet, because like people get those like after like the Super Bowl or whatever. They'll have everybody sign a helmet, and they have a bunch of those.
Yeah.
This is like an individual helmet signed by each and every player from the Packers roster of Super Bowl 1, which is pretty freaking cool.
Even including Lombardi?
I don't know if he has Lombardi or not.
That's the unicorn right there.
Yeah, there was one guy that he had, and it was the last one that he got, and he goes, I forgot who it was. It was some random player, and he goes, "You know that I'm selling you one of the 4 known signed football helmets by this guy, like, ever, or that exist right now."
I'm a helmet guy. I have helmets in my cave right now where I'm broadcasting from. So
yeah, it's pretty cool. But he showed them to me all. They're all boxed up, and he doesn't have them on display or anything. But like, he's got a crazy like room full of Packers crap, and it's funny. But
Packers memorabilia, sir.
Yeah. I got a lot